Pay attention to the 16th notes. That's something that Dr. Thomas would always say to the concert choir at BSC when I was there, and always demanded. It was a pursuit of perfection, knowing it could never be attained. And part of that pursuit of perfection was paying attention to the details, or the 16th notes. He wasn't just teaching music, he was teaching life lessons. That attention to the details, or the 16th notes, those things can make all the difference down the road. Dr. Thomas and all the faculty at BSC that I studied under shared an enthusiasm in teaching and mentoring college students. Their commitment to excellence set a precedence in my life that's truly made a difference in my musical career, and I'm very grateful for that.
Hi, I'm Kim Wimmer, class of 1994. My Birmingham Southern College experience far surpassed any of my expectations because there's always a new way to learn, a new way to grow, a new way to excel. I really treasured my relationships that I had with my professors. Uh, they seemed genuinely interested in my progress as a student, and I don't think that that was an isolated experience. I think a lot of people had that kind of experience with their professors at Birmingham Southern. I loved being a musical theater major. I relished the classes and I had so many wonderful breakthrough experiences, and then the productions that I was able to take part in, just really shaped me and changed me and are memories that I truly treasure. Birmingham Southern really gave me an opportunity to become well-rounded. I was a theater girl, but I was also in the student judiciary. I was in a sorority, but I also ran tutoring programs for inner city kids. I think that many fine arts programs give a student such a micro focus that they come out of the program, maybe say a really good singer, but they're kind of disconnected from the world in a macro way. And I feel so fortunate to have gotten a liberal arts education with so many rich experiences that went on to shape me and inform me as an artist and as a human being, not just as a technician.
I think my fondest memory of BSC is having been present to hear Robert Frost read his poetry on the stage in Munger Auditorium. This sort of sums up my feelings about the arts at BSC. Even though my degree is in biology, I have had a good working relationship with the arts on campus. The fine faculty in the visual arts program, the memories of Arnold Powell's creative productions, the enjoyment of the music provided throughout the year and at the holiday season, all add up to an enrichment of our lives and the lives of students on campus now. A treasured chair in our living room reminds me of the school and reminds me of Birmingham Southern and all the wonderful times before graduation and after.
At any institution, it's all about the people you are there with and the relationships formed. I remember at BSC that my professors, and also my friends, were not only concerned with my progress in my classes and my achievements in the arts, but also with how these things formed my character. Certainly, we were striving for excellence academically and in performance, but more importantly, we were interested in how this would make us well-rounded persons. There is an attitude of compassion at Birmingham Southern, an attitude of learning as a means to self-revelation, not just as a means to an end. I won't forget the years I spent there asking, what is an artist? And does the artist make the world a better place? These questions are more difficult than they would at first appear.
I have many fond memories of my time at Southern, and I am so thankful for the opportunities I was given at BSC. There are two that particularly stand out in my mind. First, in addition to our dance classes and spring performances, we were regularly given so many opportunities to actually perform. Whether it was for fashion shows, the Phillies dance team, or special events, we were always rehearsing and performing. And two, we had great experiences with wonderful guest artists that we had the chance to work with during the interim term. These types of opportunities afforded us the chance to actually be doing what we were studying. These experiences and opportunities, I feel, were an invaluable addition to the educational experience, and I am still using the skills and the discipline that I developed studying dance at Birmingham Southern. Especially now, as I am preparing for my one-woman motivational cabaret show, Confessions of a Glamorous Mind. As a freshman, I was absolutely intimidated by the art department. It took a full year for me to work up the courage to sign up for an art course. I know it sounds cliche, but that basic darkroom course and my instructor changed everything for me. Before long, every semester included an art class. I couldn't get enough. I never changed my major, but during my junior year, I confided in Pam Vins my secret desire to pursue an MFA instead of a PhD. Most people balked at me when I admitted this, but she never did. She and the other arts faculty members took me under their wing, regardless of my major. I owe so much of what I have accomplished, especially my recently acquired MFA, to the continued support, guidance, and encouragement from the arts faculty at BSC.
While at BSC, my sense of awareness and sensitivity was heightened to a level that allowed me to see my surroundings and experiences in a way I had never considered. The process I went through allowed me to uncover and develop a voice I had never heard. Throughout the curriculum, I was allowed the freedom to explore, often getting lost, then somehow arriving back with new understandings and experiences to build on. My feeling of thankfulness and gratitude that this space has given me is difficult to express. I send my deepest thanks to the faculty that were guiding me then and to those who are continuing this potent process of education through the arts. I am currently working on a short film near the school where I teach in Singapore. The film relates to the many gifts my education at BSC gave me and continues to give me as I am able to understand the depth of my experience at Southern.
My theater degree from Birmingham Southern has served me well in every area of life. I have always relied on the skills, knowledge, experiences, and connections I gained at Southern. I will say, by way of warning though, that working with the theater department and our faculty, Dr. Aubrey Berg, Terrell Finney, and Michael Flowers, they all spoiled me forever. I never found a better director or ensemble. The atmosphere and size of BSC, the leadership and faculty, the facilities, the campus life, all helped nurture us as artists and as students, as friends, and as lifelong learners. And all of that came together for me as the foundation for what is and is always becoming a rich, fulfilling, well-balanced life of joy and service.
Once upon a time, there was a young man named Martin. He lived in rural Alabama, and had somehow gotten it into his head that he would move to New York City one day and pursue a career in acting. Martin and his very wise parents knew that if he didn't attend a great school with top-notch music and theater training, not unlike Birmingham Southern College, he would have a much harder time achieving his dream. However, he couldn't afford BSC, and massive loans were out of the question if he were to follow his dream. Luckily, he applied anyway, and through an unexpected scholarship, he was able to get the training he needed, studying under great professors. Eventually, he made it to New York City, where the dream of making a living in theater and music actually became a reality. And despite a bizarre tendency to talk about himself in the third person, he began to live his happily ever after. The moral of the story, the opportunity to receive a BSc arts education quite literally changes lives. Pardon the name dropping, but the opportunity to study with professors such as Michael Flowers, Alan Litzy, Matthew Milkey, Lester Siegel, David Smith, and so many other wise and patient professors really prepared me for my move from rural Alabama to New York City. And now that I am here, making an actual living in theater and music, I am so thankful for the time I spent at BSC. None of this would have even been possible without the support of folks who make this kind of arts education happen. So thank you.
In the fall of 1986, I began my studies in theater at Birmingham Southern. I immediately became aware of the exceptional faculty whose unique knowledge base would prove to be immeasurably invaluable to me. My work in the theater at BSC was focused in the area of scenic design. Karen Cruz was the technical director and designer at the time, and she, along with Michael Flowers, gave direct, honest, and credible assessments of my potential, without wasting time or dashing my dreams. I worked in the shop as the shop foreman and was given challenging design assignments. One of those assignments was to design the play, And the Rain Came to Mayfield. The play was written by Jason Milligan, who was going to be in Birmingham during the rehearsal process. I value that I had the opportunity to work with a playwright in residence, as well as a very skilled director on my first realized scenic design. I would learn later that not every young designer has those kinds of opportunities, but we did at BSC. Not only during that process, but every day during my time at BSC, Michael's door was open to me and other students to come in and ask questions, or just to get encouragement and advice. Michael, as well as Karen, became mentors to me. I felt comfortable talking with them about the projects I was working on, the art of theater, and or my life. And on some days we talked about all of those things in one sitting. The theater department wasn't just a department or a building on campus. It was my family. I learned to trust, respect, and even love the faculty and students there. It was a magical place and time for me. Today, I thank God for the BSC experience and continue to use the lessons that I learned. I'm sure that I still use much of the information that I learned in my English classes and theater classes. But beyond those lessons, I learned how to be a good person, a good community member, and a good teacher. And I know I use those tools daily.
I had such an incredible experience at Birmingham Southern. One of the things that really comes to mind is just how much passion all of my professors had. And I don't really think passion is something that can be taught, but when a teacher shares their knowledge along with their passion of what they're teaching, it becomes a whole new, exciting experience for a student. It really, really did for me. Hugh Thomas, Michael Flowers, Andrew Gainey, all of them, and many more professors really took the time to express their joy and their passion and their love of music and theater and the arts. And they truly inspired me. And now in my day-to-day life, I have such a great opportunity to share my love and my joy and my passion to young children and their parents in a music class each week.
Hi, my name is Major Adam Colbert, and I am a professional photographer in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm also a proud graduate of Birmingham Southern College. There are a lot of wonderful things to say about Birmingham Southern, but I just want to say thank you for demonstrating your love of learning, for sharing the beauty of higher education. You've taught me how to fish, and now I'm hooked. I'm a student for life, and it's all because of you. Birmingham Southern, I'm with you now, I'm with you ever, and I hope to make you proud. Thanks.
At that time, they didn't have a music theater major, so my major was split between music and theater. And then they had a dance program, so I put all my electives into dance. And I think what I loved about that idea is that it's so well-rounded. And for an actor who moves to New York, the more you can do, the more skills you have, the easier it is for you to get hired. So I was just really grateful for that rounded program, because I could pick up a dance combination and audition. I could read music from the music department, and I knew how to read a script and make choices and perform it at an audition. So it just really prepared me for what I was about to get into. Well, I think the benefit of a liberal arts college and a college degree, period, for actors is a smarter person makes a better actor. So the best actors I've ever worked with almost all of them have college degrees, just because it's a soaking up of knowledge and an observation of the world, which is what you do as an actor. I also think that New York is a very it's a rough place, and I would not have been ready emotionally to move to New York had I not gone to college first. There's a very important 4-year period from moving out of your home in high school to being sort of on your own, but not thrown at the wolves of the world. That college really helps you, and I think the liberal arts college, for me, knowing that I was going into the arts, but also knowing that what if that didn't work out, which is what my parents kept saying, I might need something to fall back on. So it was important to me to not just have an education that was like a conservatory of theater, where that's all you're getting all day in New York. And if I got a liberal arts college, it gives me a degree that's a little bit a nice safety net, a safer feeling when you're in New York. It all isn't lost if it doesn't work out as an actor, you know. Well, the reason I think it's important for donors to support the arts is because as I wouldn't have been at Southern if it hadn't been for donors. That's how I got there, because I was from a low-income family, and I would never have made it there. And it obviously changed my life.
I had the privilege of being in the first graduating class with a degree in musical theater. It was a brand new major when I arrived as a freshman in 1983. I remember after my first voice jury, the professors remarked that I was the first student to sing only Broadway music. Of course, I had the most fantastic voice teacher, Dr. Andrew Gainey. Going to a voice lesson with Andy was like going to see Santa Claus every week. He was a jolly old soul who supported and nourished his students as if they were his own children. His guidance was definitely a key in my success as a local leading actress in many theater companies across town, as well as a concert singer with symphony orchestras across the country. Dr. Gainey even had a hand in picking my boyfriend, who eventually became my husband, David Higginbotham, class of '88. I truly cherish my years at BSC and all that I was involved with. AOPI sorority, the Hilltop Singers, the concert choir, the Miss BSC pageant, and of course, all the musicals.
I grew up in the College Hills community in the city of Birmingham. BSC was always in my periphery every day as I walked to and from Wilson Elementary School. It was always there, reminding me that college was not going to be just a dream, but a definite reality. So when I got the letter informing me that I had been accepted to BSC, I knew I was on my way to taking the first steps toward a world of possibilities. Possibilities unleashed by the fine and performing arts at BSC. Possibilities that gave me the faith to pursue dreams and passions that many chase but fail to ever realize. Thanks to the numerous arts, faculty, staff, and others in the BSC family for giving me the foundation I most certainly needed to step faithfully into the unknown, to aspire, to succeed, and to conquer. Thanks for giving me the faith.